Let me slow down here and pronounce my words. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to come on and give some really quick reaction to the Michigan Wolverines' 19-13 victory over the Alabama Crimson Tide in the Reliaquest Bowl in Tampa, Florida. Give me a second here. Let me make sure I can see myself on YouTube. Yep. I want to finish this up relatively quickly because I have to get on the road and drive back to the Washington D.C. area. I don't know why they scheduled this game on this day at this time, but I knew that this would cost me something in terms of time. Okay, so there's me. I am going to play the intro, and then I'm going to give some thoughts and reactions to what just happened. It looks, well, minus our players that are going to the NFL, it looked very much like the same game plan and the same formula from the Ohio State game about a month ago. So I'll see you on the other side of the intro. I'll give some thoughts. If someone wants to chime in as well there in the chat, I will read your comments. But Michigan escaped that one with with the victory. So team 145 is ending the season 8-5. Go Blue. All right, everyone. Welcome back to Big Discussions 76 Sports. My name is Dr. Anwar Yusuf Dunbar. I am the owner of this channel and a Michigan alumnus and a proud supporter of Michigan sports. And yeah, I'm just getting this last game, this last reaction to the last game of Team 145 in here before the year ends. Let me know what you guys think there in the chat. What did you think about the game? Were you happy with the outcome? Did you see what you were looking for? There was one thing in particular that I was looking for that I didn't see. I think a lot of us were looking for that particular thing. I'll talk about that in a second. But Michigan just defeated the Alabama Crimson Tide 19-13. And it really looked a lot like the Ohio State game. I mean, look at the score. It's almost identical. Michigan defeated Ohio State 13-10, and they just defeated Alabama 19-13. So I wrote down three major points relating to this game. Number one, we know that a lot of our vets on both sides of the ball did not play in the game. Colston Loveland didn't play. Khalil Mullings didn't play. Donovan Edwards didn't play on offense. And also on defense, Kenneth Walker didn't play. Mason Graham didn't play. Josiah Stewart didn't play. Will Johnson didn't play. Makari Page didn't play. So there were a whole slew of players on both sides of the ball who were absent and who could have impacted the results of this game. We know that Jalen Milroe played the game. He had something to prove. I don't know if he proved it. He might have hurt his draft status playing in this game for Alabama, but there were players missing on both sides of the ball. So I wrote down Jordan Marshall. I think Jordan Marshall, well, if Wink Martindale isn't the MVP of this game, then perhaps Jordan Marshall should be, because I think I'm going to take a quick look at the stats before I wind this stream down, but it seemed to me that Jordan Marshall was our most productive player on offense. Michigan did not throw the ball vertically. Davis Warren played most of the game until he went out with that knee injury. The kid could have thrown it away, but he took the sack. And yeah, nothing on the outside. Maybe a few receptions to Frederick Moore. Frederick Moore caught that one touchdown. Maybe a few more to Hogan Hansen and Marlon Klein, and maybe some throws out in the flat to Samaj Morgan, but nothing vertical, nothing downfield. And then once Alex Orji got in there, not much from him except handing the ball off. And then Alex threw that pick in the third quarter, which could have given the game over to Alabama. I see the comments there, guys. Thank you for those. I appreciate that. Keep letting me know what you think there in the chat. So I wrote down Jordan Marshall. Defense. The defense, once again, won the game for us. Wink called a good game, even with his NFL draft picks not there, and particularly the corner blitzes. He was blitzing the corners quite a bit, and they were getting good pressure on Jalen Milroe with just 4. But I think that corner blitz really hurried Jalen Milroe, made him uncomfortable, and that really hurt his accuracy. So Wink called a good game, and the defense played a really good game. And then finally, Dominic Zavada scored the majority of our points. And so there was one touchdown there. I'm going to look at the statistics, but Dominic Zavada once again came through big for us because our offense got most of its yardage on the ground, and most of our drives, with the exception of that Frederick Moore touchdown catch, most of our drives sputtered out in the red zone, in the red area, and Dominic Zavada put points on the board for our offense. Hunting for History says defensive juggernaut, go blue. And Top Scale by Frank Howard says happy with the outcome, but I think if we had a decent quarterback, it's not even close. Defense was key, even without best players. Next year looks promising. Yeah, so it's what we've been seeing all season long. You guys keep letting me know what you think there in the chat. Please smash the like button for this stream, no matter how long you stay. It's pretty much what we've seen. We didn't get much going down the field. There wasn't much of a vertical passing game. There wasn't a vertical passing game at all, especially with Colston Loveland not in there. That was Davis Warren's favorite receiver. And you were down to 5 yards and a cloud of dust, grinding the ball out on the ground, pounding the other defense into submission with the running backs and the offensive line, and then playing defense, and then just hoping that the opposing offense does not blow the top off. That's pretty much the story of Team 145. That's what we were hoping for in the Ohio State game, and that's what we saw here. I was concerned that Jalen Milroe might drive the Alabama offense down the field within the closing minutes of the game, but he wasn't able to get anything done because of the defense. The defenses that Wink Martindale was calling, and the open field tackling of our secondary, and the pressure they were getting on Jalen Milroe. I think the thing, I talked about this in the opening of the stream, I think the thing we were all looking for, you guys let me know what you think in there in the chat. Kenneth Joyce, thank you for coming up and commenting. He says, Happy New Year, Dr. and Go Blue. Happy New Year to you, Kenneth Joyce. All of you here, all of you who watch this, whether it's live or on the playback, Happy New Year to you all as well. I think the big thing, hold on. My mother's landline. I think we were all looking for Jaden Davis, because we know that Jaden Davis for most of the season was the guy waiting in the wings in terms of the quarterback position. Okay, he was, I'm sure, banking on being the heir apparent next season. Now Bryce is most likely that guy. Mikey Keene is coming in, and we don't know what Davis is going to do. I know that Sharon Moore wrote Davis a letter. I'm not sure what was in it. Maybe some of you guys know, but I think many of us were saying, okay, well, let's see what Jaden Davis has, and maybe Davis Warren shouldn't even play the game because we don't want to see him next year. Even though Davis Warren, thank you for beating Ohio State this season. A month ago, I think all of us were looking for Jaden Davis, and we didn't see him. Even when Davis Warren got hurt, we didn't see Jaden Davis. So that means that the coaching staff, Sharon Moore and Steve Kasula, who was calling the plays in the aftermath of Kirk Campbell's departure, Sharon Moore, Steve Kasula, the offensive coaching staff, they wanted to win this game. And maybe from what they saw of Jaden Davis, maybe they didn't think he was good enough to go out there and play in this game, even though he's probably even with that throwing motion, he probably gives you more of a vertical passing game than Alex Orji. So whatever it is they've seen from Jaden Davis, it wasn't good enough to put on the field today. That's what I'm assuming since he did not play. That's pretty much all I have. I mean, I didn't really go in. It's a bowl game. It's a lower tier bowl game in this era. The playoff is the headliner. It's where we all want our teams to be. And the bowl games at this point are an afterthought and maybe a peek at the next season. I don't know how much of a peek we got at next season since Jaden Davis didn't play. I think Jordan Marshall, I think his performance was encouraging. And we have the kid coming in from Alabama, Justice Haynes, I believe. So I think we're going to be good at the running back position. Let me go over the stats really, really quickly before I end the stream. You guys keep letting me know what you think there in the chat. What's your reaction to the game? Do you have any reaction to the game? Are you happy that this 2024 season is over? What do you all think? Let me queue up the statistics here. Again, in my mind, it was very, very similar to the Ohio game. So let's take a look here. Yeah, so a very Davis Warren-esque game. Fortunately, Davis didn't turn the ball over. So Davis Warren went 9 for 12 for 73 yards and 1 touchdown. That was to Frederick Moore. So he managed the game while he was in there. Alex Orji threw the ball twice. He went 2 for 3 with the 1 interception. Over on the Alabama side, Jalen Milroe went 16 for 32 for 192 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Jordan Marshall, excellent game. I would give him the MVP of the game, if not the Michigan defense. Jordan Marshall carried the ball 23 times for 100 yards. Benjamin Hall carried the ball 16 times for 28 yards. Did I say that correctly? Jordan Marshall carried the ball 23 times for 100 yards. Benjamin Hall carried the ball 16 times for 28 yards. Let's see. And then in terms of our passing game, again, this was the 2024 season. Not much there, not much spark, not much of anything. So Frederick Moore led all our receivers with 3 receptions for 37 yards and 1 touchdown. Hogan Hansen caught 1 ball for 10 yards. Joe Taylor caught 1 ball for 9 yards. Marlon Klein caught 1 ball for 7 yards. Peyton O'Leary caught 1 ball for 7 yards. And Samaj Morgan caught 4 balls for 5 yards. Yeah, that kid, if you can't get him in space, if you have a lower tier quarterback who can't get that kid the ball in space, then you're not going to see much from Samaj Morgan. And we didn't see much from him this season. Let's see. I'm going to skip down to the defense. The defense got after it. Amir Hall, again, the corner blitz. Amir Hall sacked Jalen Milroe once. Derek Moore sacked him twice. Brandon Hillman sacked him once. Cameron Brand sacked him once. But there were a lot of pressures and hurries on Jalen Milroe, which impacted his effectiveness. Let's see. Wesley Walker intercepted Jalen Milroe once for 3 yards. Let's see. I'm not going to go over the kick returning data. Dominic Zavada, he was clutch in the victories that we had this season. He was clutch, and he's coming back. So that's going to help us out a great deal next year. Kenneth Joyce says they could have let Jaden Davis play a couple of downs. He could have did what Orji did. Yeah, Kenneth, do you have any theories as to why he didn't play? I mean, does he look that bad? Does he look that bad? Is that throwing motion that bad where they couldn't have shown us something, or they couldn't have given him the jump on Bryce Underwood and Mikey Keene? All right, I'm going to go over the team statistics now, and then I'm going to wrap the stream up because I have to jump on the road. I don't know why they scheduled this game today. They could have put this game on yesterday. That would have helped me out a great deal. Okay, so Michigan gained 13 first downs to Alabama's 15. Michigan was 5 for 16 in terms of third down efficiency. Alabama was 4 for 13. Alabama went for it on fourth down 3 times. Michigan generated 190 total yards to Alabama's 260. So the game started pretty ugly. It was raining. It was raining in that first half. Michigan was able to handle that a lot better than Alabama was. Alabama was fumbling the ball. Alabama was slipping. But when the sun came out in that second quarter and they showed us the first half statistics, Alabama started outgaining Michigan. So I was thinking, okay, now that the sun is out, the weather's better, Alabama might come back and win this game. But they didn't because of Wink's defense and just Michigan's ball control offense. Sheed, what's going on? Top scale by Frank Howard says at Kenneth Joyce, absolutely. He could have done that. And who knows, maybe even completed a decent pass. Okay, let me go back to the stats so I can finish this stream. Sheed, thank you for stopping through. Happy New Year to you, Sheed. Okay, let me go back. All right, so passing. This is the story all year. This has been the story all year long. Michigan generated 75 yards through the air. Alabama generated 192. Okay. And same thing all year. Most of Michigan's offense came on the ground. Michigan generated 115 yards on the ground compared to Alabama's 68. The penalties were dead even. I'm not going to read over those. Alabama turned it over 3 times. That can tip a football game there. There were 2 fumbles and 1 interception by Alabama. And Michigan won the time of possession. Michigan held the ball for 38 minutes and 12 seconds. So even if you don't have a vertical passing game, if your defense is playing well, and if you can control the ball at the line of scrimmage and not turn it over, Team 145 has shown for the second straight game that you can win big games. So that worked for us in some big games this year, but hopefully next year our offense will have at least just a little more pop. Okay, top skill by Frank Howard says, but early when the lead was 16-zip, Michigan got too damn conservative like they always do when they have the lead. That's right. And the commentators called that out. I want to take a look at one more set of stats here. Google gives you the total plays run. ESPN doesn't. Let's see, Alabama versus Michigan. Let's see. I just want to Total plays. Yeah, the total plays were dead even. Shout out to Snowman Multimedia for highlighting this key stat for me. I normally would pass this by. Yeah, so Michigan ran 66 plays, Alabama ran 62. Okay, Michigan punted 6 times, Alabama punted 4. So some of those stats were pretty even, but as per usual, the passing yards and the rushing yards were like this for Michigan. Last year, we got this. We got lots of rushing yards and we got lots of passing yards. Now this year, it's like this. So hopefully next year for Team 146, we'll get more balance here. That will allow us to win more games. Okay. Do you guys have any other comments here? Because that's pretty much all I've got. I was wondering going into that second half, again, at halftime, they lined up the statistics, and once the rain stopped and the sun came back out, Alabama was able to generate offense. And in my mind, I was thinking, okay, is Alabama going to make a run? Okay, now that the conditions are fair for both teams, is Alabama going to make a run in this game? Because it was right there. If Jalen Milroe could have got something going, the game was right there. But hey, shout out to Jordan Marshall and Benjamin Hall and Hogan Hansen and Marlon Klein in the offensive line, and TJ Guy and Derek Moore and Amir Hall and all those guys on the defense who made up the difference for the lack of pop on our offense. Do you guys have any other comments? I need to wrap this up and jump on the road shortly. I know my mother can't believe I'm leaving this late, but hey, I'm a Michigan football content creator. There was a game. I have to make content on it. Any other comments? Any other thoughts? This is the last game for Team 145. I think we all, at the beginning of the season, we all thought that we'd be one of the playoff teams. And to be a playoff team, you need some semblance of all three phases. Okay, you need defense. We had that. You need special teams. We had that. We had a running game, but we just didn't have a competent quarterback play and play from our skill positions for most of the season. And that limited Team 145. Top Scale by Frank Howard says, Happy New Year, Dr. Peace and Blessings. Top Scale, thank you for stopping through. As I'm on the road, I'll be looking at, while I'm listening to other scores, I'll be looking to see what Johnny Olden, the great Johnny Olden Jr. has to say about this. He went to the game. So I'll be curious to hear what he has to say. But I think most of us were looking to see Jaden Davis make his case for QB1 to be QB1 next season. And Sharon and his coaching staff had other plans. Top Scale by Frank Howard. Thank you for the generous $2 super sticker. Every little bit helps. If you're watching on the playback, I don't ask for donations over here. I think over here in this sector, you have to earn it. So, underneath all of my content, my Cash App and PayPal are there. So I appreciate that. Top Scale by Frank Howard. I really appreciate that. So guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who supported the channel in 2024 for Team 145. This wasn't as exciting a season as last year's. Last year, oh, he had to come in. He had to come in late. He's going to make me hang around for another 5 minutes. You better hope your team beats Dan Lanning's team tomorrow night. If not, you're going to hear about it from me, Abdul Gaines, Mr. 18. He comes in and says Alabama is a trash program. Abdul, just for that, I'm going to cue up your boy. Just for that. Since you're here, I'm going to cue up your boy.
I don't know how else I can say it, guys. I've said it 3 different occasions. Well, then I guess I have to say it. I'm not going to be the Alabama coach. I think I've said this over and over and over again.
All right. Since Abdul Gaines is here, I have to play the Nick Saban trifecta. So that's number 1. This is number 2.
Well, the number 1 thing for me, Nick Saban, all right, whatever anybody thinks, is to be a good person. Honesty, integrity, loyalty, being fair and honest with people, all right, has always been the trademark of what I've done.
All right, Abdul, you're lucky. My 3rd Nick Saban drop is gone. It's not in my studio. I don't have time to load it up. But you're lucky my 3rd Nick Saban drop is gone. But I do have, Abdul, for you, I do have Ryan Day and I do have Lou Holtz. So we're going to, in honor of Abdul, we're going to do Ryan Day and Lou Holtz.
This is a tough team right here. We're proud to be from Ohio, and it's always been Ohio against the world, and it'll continue to be Ohio against the world. But I'll tell you what, I love those kids, and we got a tough team.
One more for you, Abdul. One more.
He has lost to Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, Michigan twice, and everybody that beats him does so because they're more physical than Ohio State. And I think Notre Dame will take that same approach.
Everybody's more physical than Ohio State. Guys, I'm going to end this out in honor of Ohio State, in honor of Abdul Gaines. We're going to end this with two Brady Hoke gems. Speaking of Ohio State, let's get this word from Brady.
But I was not a fan of that university in Ohio because my buddies were, so I had to be different.
I was not a fan of that University of Ohio. I was not a fan of that university in Ohio because my buddies were. All right, last one. We understand what Michigan football is all about.
We understand what Michigan football means and what Michigan football is. We will always be about the team at Michigan. This is never going to be about Brady Hoke.
All right. We understand what Michigan football is about, Abdul. That means we don't quit after one. We don't get frustrated after one frustrating year. We keep our coach and we tool up, we restock the cupboards, and we come back for you next year. So we're going to come back for you guys next year. But first, you guys better try to beat Oregon tomorrow night, or else you're going to hear about it from me. Abdul Gaines says Alabama is a trash program. He says Alabama, formerly known as the Crimson Tide. And then he says Ohio State is going to show and prove on Oregon tomorrow. I can see the Bucks going ham on the Ducks tomorrow. Well, if they don't, I feel bad for Ryan Day. His head is immediately going to be in the guillotine if you guys lose that one. All right, everyone. I have to hit the road. Thank you again to the Reliaquest Bowl for scheduling this game at noon on the day when I needed to drive back to the DMV. Thank you to the Reliaquest Bowl. But thank you once again to everybody who has supported the channel. I think there is going to be a bit of a lull. Well, the Michigan news is going to keep coming out over the next couple of months leading up to the spring game. So look for more content here. I will do some stuff not related to Michigan, related to my book. I'm lining up a guest to talk about some Buffalo basketball, and so look for some other things. Look for I might not be around for another little while, but let's see what happens. Everybody, stay safe out there. Happy New Year, and let's see what happens in 2025 with Team 146. Once again, stay safe out there, especially tonight. Sometimes people drink a little too much on New Year's Eve and accidents happen. So be safe out there. Hey, everybody, thank you again for the support. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. Congratulations to Team 145 on this victory today, even without all of our NFL draft picks. And thank you for all of the effort and everything you gave to us, the fan base, this season. Go Blue. As always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Always try to do your best. Take care, and I will talk to you again the next time. Once again, go Blue. And if you're watching this on the playback, let me know what you think in the comments section below about this, about anything I said today or anything else related to Michigan football or this game. Take care, everybody. And once again, Happy New Year. Go Blue.